Sellers need to increase their price if they want to sell their home in Austin, Texas. I have two ways to make it happen. I'm Jeff McElroy with Real Broker and the McElroy Group. Thanks for joining us. Let's get right to it. I'm going to try to cover this all in about 5 minutes, maybe 6. So let's go. First, all market segments are affected by discounts from list price, days to contracts over 40. The key takeaway is days to contract is healthy, but the perspective has changed. The luxury market is going to trickle down to the affordable home market. We're already seeing it in the lot acquisition price, which is going to create some opportunities for renovations, which is going to help affordable housing. It's going to be interesting, but we're going to talk about that on another day. Here, first, we're going to find the sweet spot. Now, it's intuitive that the discount amount increases as the time on the market increases. But it's interesting that it appears the sweet spot is around 8 weeks. The price goes up as you get to the 8 weeks, which means we have sellers who are patient. The ones that are taking longer than 8 weeks are not being rewarded for the greed. The price is starting to go back down. So real interesting. That's kind of the sweet spot. Be patient, price it right, and you'll get it sold in about 45 days according to the data. Now, here's key number 1. 12% less is what you would expect to have for selling a home that's not make-ready or move-in ready. This data comes from ABOR, okay, and I'm doing a comparison between what's vacant and what's not an owner-occupied. Okay, now I understand that some owner-occupied homes are in horrible condition, need a lot of work, and some rental properties are in great shape, but it sets a good benchmark. This is really important because an investor is not willing to buy a home, fix it up, and resell it for a 12% spread. Just not going to work. Those numbers don't work because they have to make a profit. Now, someone who wants to buy to rent with that 12% spread is likely going to need to do some improvements to the property, and they need to be rewarded for that in the additional rent due to the increased cost of financing. And it's even worse if you're an investor, believe it or not, is the properties aren't cash flowing. So both of those two buyer types are going to need to take a substantial discount to have it make sense to buy your property. So what you need to do to increase your price is make it appealing to a first-time home buyer or any home buyer that wants a make-ready home. Now, here's the simple math, and this is also supported. I've been at about 50 properties of all price ranges in the last 30, 45 days, and I'm seeing a lot of real poor conditions, but most of it's cosmetic, okay? So it could be floors, could be paint, could be increasing the light, could be replacing ceiling fans. Let's just say about $25,000 on the average every house I walk in. I can add it up real quick, but that $25,000 turns into $50,000. That makes a substantial incentive for most sellers to get their home sold, and it also creates a great opportunity for a buyer who wants a move-in ready home. Now, this is just an example of a flip. One of my clients did about a 202, sold it at 440. Now, he probably made closer to 100. I don't know exactly, but a homeowner hiring a general contractor probably has a $50,000 upside, and this is a relatively major upgrade, but that incentive is there should the homeowner wish to grab that. And this project took just 3 months, which is a relatively short period of time to make an extra $50,000. Now, the buyers have another dilemma. If in the end of 2021, if they were qualified for a $500,000 mortgage, roughly your $600,000 house, now they're only qualified for a $353,000 mortgage, right? So they're $425,000 house. Talk developer, he planned on delivering a $1.2 million house in East Austin. Now he realizes that buyer can only afford $900,000. So in order to reach that buyer, he has no choice but to lower his price. That new construction luxury builder has another dilemma, as he has a bank loan or a hard money loan at a relatively high interest rate that's due. So he's going to need to get that serviced. He's going to need to get it sold. So expect some movement on the higher end luxury downwards, and expect a little bit of dance between the buyers and sellers, arm's length negotiation to get these deals done, right? And so 482%. This is an awesome stat. I have a list I get every single day, every time a seller decides they're willing to entertain an owner finance or a seller finance type offer, you can get that same list, jeffmcelroy.com/owner finance. There is an increase in 482% compared to last year of sellers that are willing to entertain an offer with owner finance. And it gets even better because historically owner finance came at a higher rate than going to the bank. But today, what sellers are doing to maintain their price is they're offering below market owner financing rate, which allows a qualified, of course you still need to be qualified buyer, get into a property, make payments or defer payments in order for both parties to win. As an example, somebody may come into that home that needs a makeover, has an owner finance contract with the seller, does the improvements, and then refinances out, hopefully at a better rate down the road. Both parties win. It's a great solution. There's lots of people now looking to entertain those offers. You're interested in that either as a buyer or a seller, please let me know. So the keys here to get us out of here in that 6 minutes I promised was 2 ways to increase your price: owner financing, or make sure you're working with experienced local lenders who can be creative and help the buyers qualify for more home. And the second is to renovate first. If the math makes sense, we'll find a way to get it paid for you, have the contractors wait till closing, and let you keep all the upside. And I'm not going to charge you for that. I'm not a contractor. I won't swing a hammer. JeffMcElroy.com. We pay for it and get you more information on that. Of course, follow me on social at Real Jeff McElroy across the board there. And please like and subscribe to this video. If you do like and subscribe, it helps me grow my business and allows me to do a better job providing support and service to y'all. Have a great weekend, and I hope every day becomes better than the day before.